I am Greg Skalka of the Under the Computer Hood user group, and today I'm going to be talking about voice-operated assistants. I'd given a presentation on this topic to my user group here in San Diego in January. I bought myself an Amazon Dot device, and so Judy twisted my arm and said, can you give this presentation to the VTC? And things kind of got complicated this year and got delayed till now. But in looking at my original presentation, I found so much has changed in this space in just the course of 11 months that this is effectively an all-new presentation. I gave it to my user group here this week, though, so it's a little more polished than just the first time through. But I'm sure a lot of you have heard of Alexa or Google Home, if nothing else from television commercials or news about these devices, and maybe some of the things that people have found are issues with them. Things on the TV that have resulted in people's Amazon accounts ordering things inadvertently or things like that. But these are very interesting devices, very helpful devices, and I'm going to try and give you enough information if you don't have one to decide whether you might want to get one. And if you've already got a device, maybe I'll give you some insights into newer things you can do. The pictures you see here are the first two from each of the participants in the dedicated device category of voice-operated assistants, the Amazon Echo device, and on the right, the Google Home device. So I would take the category of voice-operated assistants and break it into three parts. There are the dedicated devices, augmented devices, and assistants to smartphones and tablets. Now, what came first was the smartphone tablet assistants. Apple's Siri really was the initial forerunner of this type of thing. Of course, there's the Google Assistant on your Android smartphones and tablets, and Microsoft's Cortana as a voice-operated assistant. But this presentation is going to be predominantly dedicated to those dedicated devices. And in that category, at this point at least, there are two competitors, Amazon and Google. Now, when I gave my presentation in January to my group originally, there were only 3 Amazon devices and there was only 1 Google device. Now there are like 7 or 8 Amazon devices and 3 Google devices out there, and way more capabilities in these devices. And there's a whole category of augmented devices. So as you can see, Amazon has the Echo, the original device, a Dot device, Echo Plus, Show, and Look. Google has a Home device that they've had, and now they're coming out with another couple devices, one just in October and one is due out in December. The augmented device category is of devices that are added, have the voice operational capability added to something else. The dedicated devices are a standalone thing that allows you to do different things. In the original incarnation, they were kind of a voice-activated speaker, but they do so much more at this point. The augmented devices are other types of devices where voice operation would be an added benefit. Amazon's added the Alexa capability to their Fire tablets and their Fire TV stick, so that you can navigate your tablet through voice command, tune your TV through voice command. And there are third-party participants now using, I think, predominantly the Amazon engine, the Sonos One speaker, and Garmin Speak GPS, GPS that you control through voice commands, are 2 such devices. So there are these three different topics or categories. But as I said, I'm going to be talking predominantly about the dedicated devices. And as you'll find, since my experience is really in the Amazon environment and with the Dot in particular, a lot of it will be mostly about it. But these things apply to all of them. So what are voice-operated assistants? In the beginning, the Echo came out in 2014. It was kind of touted as a voice-controlled speaker. And it was a 9-inch cylinder that could play music through voice command. But all these different capabilities, which it has taken on, were possible because the device itself is a fairly simplistic device. It's a device with a microprocessor in it, memory, so it has some capability, a little computer in a can or in a cylinder or hockey puck or thing that looks like a air freshener, like the Google device. But most of its capability comes from the cloud. It's connected through Wi-Fi to your network and then to either Amazon or Google to their computers, their network, and all of the responses that the devices make, and 99% of the capability is through the cloud. So that provides a tremendous opportunity for continued advancements, continued new features, and enhancements. These devices often have a Bluetooth capability so that you can link them to your smartphone to use it as a output device, or link Bluetooth speakers to it for better audio. These devices have lots of capabilities. They can answer questions, give you definitions, find information off the web, get you information about businesses, phone numbers, things like that. They can also control devices. There are a whole bunch of devices out there that other companies have made for smart home that these voice-operated assistant devices can control to turn on lights, set your thermostat, do all sorts of things. A new feature just this year that Amazon is providing with their Amazon Echo devices is the capability to do calling and messaging through your device. I haven't seen that Google has that capability yet, but I've tried it with the Amazon, and it is an interesting thing. So it's hands-free calling effectively. These can be, excuse me, these will provide voice interfaces for other devices. As I said, the augmented devices. So you could have a GPS receiver that you speak to rather than press buttons. They're very useful for being assistive devices for people with impairments, for someone who is blind to be able to make a phone call by just speaking a number, for someone whose mobility is impaired to be able to tell the lamp to turn on and the lamp will turn on. These are very useful things. So I'll talk first about the Amazon Echo family of devices. As I said, the first one that came out in 2014 was the Echo. And I'll show pictures of these here after I've talked about them all. It was originally about $180, I think it was. But as time's gone on, they've been able to cut the price. And now I think you can get one for around $100. Last year, they came out with the Dot, which is a little device about the size of a hockey puck, kind of looks like it, for the amazing price of $50. And in fact, they've even discounted it more at times. If you were tuned into Amazon's sales, you were able to buy one here about 2 or 3 days ago for $39.99. And last year, one of our members said that he was able to buy one on a Black Friday or some other sale like that for $35. That's a tremendously low price for this kind of a capability, and I'm sure that's caused Amazon to have a and they do have, I think, the largest market share in this field. But the Dot is fully capable, just like the Echo. It just doesn't have the fancy speaker capability, but I've found that the audio out of it is more than adequate. Amazon also last year had introduced the Tap, which is a portable Bluetooth device. So it was not plugged in. You could take it anywhere, but I don't know a tremendous amount about that one. That one is like $130. This year, they're changing things up again and coming out with a device called the Show. From the name, you can see it's meant to provide video information as well as just an audio interface. It's got a 6-inch or so screen, sits on a table. It's a little expensive at $230, but in addition to providing you with answers audibly, it can provide information on the screen for status, could play videos. They also have a product they call the Look, which they call a style camera. It's a little, looks kind of like a little network camera, and it's by invitation only. It's kind of a little obscure device meant to take pictures of people and then be able to show them different styles and clothing and things like that. I don't know a tremendous amount about that one either, and that one, as I said, is more exclusive. You have to apply to Amazon to get one. A new device that should have come out last month, at least according to their information, was the Echo Plus, which is an Echo with a built-in smart hub for home automation. A lot of these smart home devices have a requirement that they need to connect to the internet through a hub. It's kind of a cost thing. And there are other devices that have the capability to connect to your Wi-Fi and that built in. For those that need the hub, the Echo Plus would include a smart home hub already. And they have a device that's going to be coming out in December, just in time for the holidays, called the Spot. It's another video type of device, about the size of a hockey puck. It sits kind of at an angle with a round screen and allows you to get visual indications as well as the audio responses. And I'll show you what those look like here. So here you can see this is what the Dot looks like, the Echo device. This is the Echo Plus. The Spot, as I said, it's a little round device with a video screen. The Show is a larger tabletop device with a video screen. And then this is what the Echo looks like. They don't have the Amazon Tap in that category for some reason. They listed as more devices. Perhaps it really wasn't that popular, as I suspect, perhaps. But this is what the Tap, the battery-powered device, looks like. Now, all of the devices in the Amazon Echo family respond to the same, what they call the wake word, Alexa. You've probably heard this in commercials, and initially these devices would hear it on the commercial and respond too. They've somehow enabled it to be filtered out so that it doesn't do that. But that kind of presents a problem if your wife's name is Alexa, your child, or your dog's name is Alexa. So there are ways to have it respond to something else. At this point, you can change it using the configuration app to respond to the wake word of Echo or Amazon. And then just this year, they, in tribute to Star Trek, added computer to the wake words that you can use. And you say this wake word like the name. Like if you're in a crowded room and you want someone's attention, you say their name and hopefully they will respond. This is what you use to get the device's attention. You say the wake word, Alexa, and then it now knows that you're talking to it and will listen for your responses. These devices typically run on AC power, so they're there all the time to listen, except for the tap, which was running off a battery. They, in some models, have very high quality speakers playing audio, but as I said, even the Dot, the lowest priced one, has good audio qualities. These can be linked to phones or speakers with Bluetooth. The Dot has an audio output jack. Some have screens for showing information, like the show and the spot do, playing videos. And they all have multiple microphones built into them for voice recognition. As you can imagine, in a home or anywhere where there's a lot of ambient noise, reflections, other things going on, they need to be able to have it respond, and they use multiple microphones and audio processing algorithms to be able to allow it to recognize its voice and the commands you give it. As I said, there are additional devices that Amazon is now putting out, capitalizing on their Alexa device for voice recognition and voice command. And these are the devices that they've got out right now. The Fire HD 10 tablet with Alexa, the Fire TV stick so that you can control your television and channels you're watching through voices, through voice command, the 7-inch tablet, and they're coming out with a device next month called the Echo Connect, which is a speakerphone that connects up to your home phone jack and will allow you to make and receive calls through it, through voice over IP. It has an additional capability that the normal devices, as I said, they've added calling to their Echo and Echo family devices, but it does not, those don't have the capability of receiving calls. You can make calls, I'll talk more about that later, but you can't receive calls. If your friend wants to, dial the number of your Echo, it can't. But this would be a device that would be fully voice controlled and able to receive and send or initiate telephone calls without anything but voice control. And they also have a Fire TV with 4K Ultra HD that should have just come out. And I'll show you quickly what those look like. And that's Fire tablet. This is the Fire TV stick. This is the 10-inch or 7-inch tablet. And this Echo Connect is just a little box that would plug into your home phone jack, if you still have one. And the 4K Fire Stick with voice remote. Now, I checked here a few days ago, and at that time, Amazon listed 91 Alexa-enabled devices for sale that are not Amazon devices, but third-party devices that utilize or have the Alexa engine so that you can use voice control for them. These include many different devices, a bunch of smartwatches, smartphones, and portable speakers, but bedside clock, thermostats, this Garmin Speak Auto GPS, even Bluetooth headphones that you control through voice command. All of these devices using the Amazon Echo voice control are controlled or configured using the Alexa app. It's available for iOS, Android, and of course, Fire OS. And you use it to set your device up. You can also do this setup through your browser with a PC on the website, but the app seems to work, at least what I've seen, a little bit better. So I've always used it. It allows you to set up your Wi-Fi for your device when you get it so that it will connect to your Wi-Fi. allow you to configure Bluetooth, but there are a lot of configuration things for Bluetooth you can actually do through voice command. Set other preferences, because there's a lot of different things that you can configure. For instance, music. You can use Amazon's music service. You can use Pandora or Spotify. If you have a paid account for those, you can set those up so that when you ask for music, it will play through that. And then you can ask for play music from Pandora, and it will know your account and be able to play that information. Different other preferences, what your location is, so that it can find the store that you're asking for in your proximity, and different things like that. And it also allows you to enable things called skills. These are more robust capabilities that are just built into the Amazon's basic capabilities that allow you to do multitude of different things. I found a chart here in setting this up that kind of illustrates how much this field has exploded. For Amazon's Alexa, in the first quarter of 2016, I think that's even before the dot was introduced, they had 135 of these skills. And in next quarter, there were 1,000. Third quarter of 16, there were 3,000. By the end of 2016, there were 5,000 skills available. Then in the first quarter of this year, 10,000, and their last statistic was 15,000 at the middle of this year. So there are probably over 20, 25,000 skills available now. These skills are very varied. They're come from different vendors that Amazon sets up to be able to do this. And you can do all sorts of things, from ordering Domino's pizza to calling an Uber to listening to jungle sounds, all sorts of different things, controlling different smart home things through if-then type of configurations, just a multitude of things. So what can these devices do? They can answer questions, play music, check your calendar. You can control your lights, set alarms and timers. You can read Kindle books with them. You can get basic information on news, traffic, business info, like what time a business opens, when they close, what their phone number is. And of course, they would be remiss if they didn't have you able to order and track your items that you order from Amazon through this device. You can get information from Wikipedia now. Amazon is not going to use Google search. It's a competitor. So where their searches come from, I don't know. But they do allow you to Wikipedia an item, and it will give you that information. So I said, now you can use the Intercom capability to call between two devices in the same house if you have more than one. You can now call other people's Echo devices. You can call smartphone contacts that you've allowed Amazon to see through the device, and you can even call any phone number just by calling out, Alexa, call this number. It'll do math problems, unit conversions, and all these different skills, including order pizza, call an Uber, play games like Jeopardy. For smart home devices, there were 608 items listed the other day when I looked on Amazon of different smart home devices that were Amazon Alexa capable. These included lights, controllable light bulbs, switches that were controllable, thermostats, outlets so you could plug something into and control it, programmable door locks, web cameras, sprinkler controllers, home theater devices, even ceiling fans. There's a Roomba, iRobot Roomba vacuum that is controllable. I think maybe only just vacuum or not vacuum, stop, but it's through Alexa. And companies like Philips, their Hue line of products, and Belkin's Wemo products are all compatible with Alexa. They also are often compatible with Google. These companies don't want to play favorites, yet they want to be able to be compatible with everyone and get the most amount of business. Now, the Google Home family is consists now of 3 items. The first one was the Google Home device, which is a little device, like I said, kind of looks like a air freshener. It came out in 2016, and it was $130. And that price point maybe limited a little bit, and they saw what the dot sales were. So they've just recently come out with the Mini, which is a little donut-sized speaker for $50. At that kind of price, even I might get one just to see how well they work. And then they have, for more discerning ears, a larger speaker device called the Max. These respond to OK Google or Hey Google as their wake word. They also run on AC. They can have very good quality speakers. And they'll do most everything that Echo does. I've not used one. A friend of mine that has one says that they can do all the things that you'd normally think that the Amazon devices do. And so here's what they look like. This is the Google Home device. And this is the Mini and the Max. And so now, rather than tell you about this, I'm going to let it demonstrate itself. I've made a little video of what the dot can do, a little sampling of what the dot can do. And so I'll let you take a look at that.
This is the Amazon Dot. It's the lowest cost member of the Amazon Echo family. The Dot is powered by an external source from an AC wall wart. The Amazon Echo Dot has 4 buttons. It has a volume increase button, volume decrease button. It has a microphone mute button, and it has an additional button which is used in linking the device and other special functions. You also saw that the device has a light ring which will give you some status when things are happening. When you press the mute button, the light ring turns red. When you activate the device by using its wake word, the light will change, indicating that it has seen that, and it will also stay on to indicate the time when it's listening for a command from you. Normally, the device is constantly listening for its wake word, and that is all done in hardware, so nothing is being sent up to the cloud to Amazon at that point. But once it recognizes its wake word, then it starts listening for some command, and the light ring will indicate when it's listening and then when that listening stops, and that command information will be sent up to the cloud to be processed there. So if I say, Alexa, what time is it?
It's 4:03 p.m.
You can see how that works. Note that I have programmed my device to provide a tone after it's recognized its wake word. You can also have it put out a tone when it's received its instructions, but I haven't got that set. So note that it gives you a tone right after you say the wake word. Alexa, what time is it?
It's 4:15 p.m.
That allows you to know, if you're not looking at it, that it has recognized the wake word and is ready for instructions. The Amazon Echo devices can perform many different functions. Here are just a few of them. Alexa, set a timer for 10 seconds.
10 seconds, starting now.
Alexa, stop. Alexa, set an alarm for
Alarm for what time?
4:13 p.m.
Alarm set for 4:13 p.m.
Alexa, set a camera timer for 30 seconds.
Camera timer, 30 seconds, starting now.
Alexa, how much time is on my camera timer?
About 20 seconds left.
Alexa, how much time is on my camera timer?
There's less than 10 seconds left. Your camera timer is done.
Alexa, stop. And that's the alarm. Alexa, stop. Alexa, tell a joke.
A man walks into a pet store and says, "I need a dog." The clerk says, "What kind of demeanor are you looking for?" The man responds, "I need a guard dog. Demeanor to better."
Alexa, Wikipedia, Association of Personal Computer User Groups.
The Association of Personal Computer User Groups, APCUG, is a worldwide organization that helps computer user groups by facilitating communications between APCUG member groups, computer hardware and software makers, and hardware and software vendors. You can ask me to read more from Wikipedia.
Alexa, what is the square root of 12?
The square root of 12 is 3.464102.
Alexa, how many pints are in a quart?
1 quart equals 2 pints.
You can also use your Echo Dot device as a nightlight. Alexa, open Nightlight. And you can have a slightly modulating nightlight if you want. Alexa, play some music.
Here's a station you might like, Carole King, from Amazon Music.
Alexa, stop. Alexa, play John Denver.
Shuffling songs by John Denver.
On the road of experience.
Alexa, stop. It can also play radio stations. Alexa, play KPBS FM.
KPBS FM from Gregory's Tune-In.
Because he was waving around a toy gun. Just like Emmett Till a million years ago, you would hear descriptions that he was big for his age, right? So the police are often
Alexa,
depicted as
stop. Even though I'm in California, in San Diego, I'm not close enough to the ocean to be able to hear it. But through the Amazon Echo Dot, I can have ocean sounds, thunderstorm sounds, rain sounds played. It can often be very soothing and help you get to sleep. There's even a fan sounds skill that you can have. Alexa, play ocean sounds. You can also set a sleep timer if you want to go to sleep to some sound. Alexa, play thunderstorm sounds. Alexa, play for 1 hour.
Sleep timer for 1 hour, starting now.
Alexa, how do you spell supercalifragilisticexpialidocious?
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious is spelled SUPERCALIFRAGILISTICEXPIALIDOCIOUS.
Alexa, what is the definition of computer?
Computer has a couple of distinct meanings. As a noun, 1. A machine for performing calculations automatically. 2. An expert at calculation, or at operating calculating machines.
One of the latest features of the Amazon Echo devices, if you have more than one, is to be able to use them as intercoms. I have two, one downstairs in our kitchen and one upstairs in our bedroom. And I'm going to demonstrate the intercom feature. I'm going to take a radio and play it into the bedroom. Now, if I'm downstairs, I want to hear what's going on upstairs or talk to someone in the bedroom. I simply say, Alexa, drop in bedroom.
Whatever. I'm gonna try to put my memory and keep it pushing, keep it going to the next thing, and be the best I can be. I know I belong, though. I know I've been blessed by God.
So I can hear what's going on there.
Harder than the rest. I'm trying to be the best. I'm wondering.
You can also ask the device about business hours and locations. Alexa, what time does Costco close?
The Costco wholesale on Carmel Mountain Road is open from now until 6 p.m.
The device uses the location you have programmed in the Alexa app for it to know where the nearest location of the item you're looking for is. Alexa, what is the phone number for Costco wholesale?
The phone number for Costco wholesale, located on Carmel Mountain Road, is 858-675-0248.
Another new feature is calling. You can call numbers that are in your smartphone that you've allowed Amazon to see. You can call other people's Amazon Echo devices, and you can even call any number in the US. Alexa, call 858-675-0248.
From whose number? Gregory or Joe?
Gregory. This is
Calling
the Costco.
858-675-0248.
Mountain Costco. To reach the administrative staff, press 1. For warehouse hours directions and holidays observed, press 2. For information on membership or returns, press 3. To reach the pharmacy, press 4. For all
Alexa.
other departments, press 5.
Alexa,
To reach the
stop. I have a Belkin Wemo smart home device that I have its lamp plugged into, and I can control it through Alexa. Alexa, turn Wemo on.
Okay.
Alexa, turn Wemo off.
Okay.
Alexa, what's the weather like tomorrow?
Here's the forecast for tomorrow in San Diego. Look for intermittent clouds, with a high of 71 and a low of 64.
In addition to useful information, you can also ask Alexa some less useful information, such as, Alexa, open the pod bay doors.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that. I'm not Hal and we're not in space.
Alexa, tea, Earl Grey, hot.
The replicators on this vessel are not yet operational.
Alexa, beam me up.
Let's do this. I'll try not to leave any body parts behind. In 3, 2, 1.
And I'm out of here.
Well, I hope you found that informative. There are a couple of things that I want to add from that video, that the tones that Alexa was producing after it recognized its name were, that's a programmable feature that you can set. The default is to not have that, but I wanted to have that capability so that you could, when you're not looking at Alexa, know that it recognized you. The timers that you can set can be named, as you saw. Camera timer was just a name that I gave it. You could give it egg timer or whatever, and that way you can have multiple timers and know which one is going off. The benefits of these, as you saw, there's lots of them. You can get convenient hands-free voice interface. You can set timers while you're cooking and not have to worry about getting dirty hands on a timer. It's always there, ready to help you. Its answers are very quick. And, we typically ask it rather than go look on a smartphone for the answer to something. They're easy to use. And this technology keeps improving all the time. They keep coming out with new devices, adding new capabilities, new things that you can tell it. I get emails all the time from Amazon about a new feature that Alexa has. And the costs are dropping. I don't know how cheap they could make something like the Dot, but for $35, $40, even $50, it's it's something that if you're curious about the technology, it's not that big a financial barrier to try it out. And as I said, it could be a big help for those with different disabilities. There is, of course, as with anything technological, a possible dark side. And as you saw in the film, there can be performance issues. The Alexa device did not at first recognize when I was trying to tell it something when it was playing music. It's especially bad when you're playing something like the ocean sounds, like a white noise type of thing. Sometimes it does have problems, responding over the noise it's playing. There are privacy concerns. Is it really turning off when you press the microphone off? Is it storing any information? You could put a packet sniffer on the internet connection going up to the cloud and see that they're not listening all the time and sending that information up, but they are storing some of that. And what are they doing with it? Can it be hacked? Well, the app it seems to be pretty secure in that it doesn't remember any of the information. You always have to put your Amazon information in with your account, so it protects your Amazon account. But all of these devices you with it and the device itself, all these are IoT devices that could have security issues. Can it be part of a police investigation? You may have heard of a case last year where there was a murder. I think it was in Florida. Someone broke into someone's house and murdered them, and the police found there was an Amazon device, Echo device, in the house, and they're trying to subpoena the audio information so that they could find out if it revealed anything about what was happening during that time. I don't know how that worked out, but all I can say is if someone breaks into your house and you have one of these devices, and it's like your neighbor Fred comes at you with a knife, you could I'd advise saying, Alexa, my neighbor Fred is coming at me with a knife, so at least the police might have some information to go on later. These are some links of useful information about these devices. CNET has a tremendous amount of information. There are lists of all of the, at the time, commands that Alexa will respond to in different things. And there's lots of stuff on the internet. I'm sure there's a commensurate amount of stuff. There's also comparisons between the Amazon devices versus the Google devices, so you can get a better idea of what you might want to have. And I know I've taken a lot of time. I apologize for my little audiovisual snafu there. I hope you all enjoyed this. And I don't know if there's any time for questions now, but certainly I'll take email questions later. Thank you very much.
I've got one. If you have the two devices like you have at your house,
yes,
can you work it so that both devices are playing the same song in both rooms?
I believe you can do that now. That there's a all house type of command you can give it so that you're playing music throughout all the devices in your domain there, as opposed to just one. Normally, if you tell it one, it will only play one, but there is a way to do it now, I believe. I've seen that in the Amazon emails I've gotten. I haven't tried it, but I'm pretty sure that's a capability. And if it's not capable now, certainly there'll be all sorts of things added.
Absolutely. Now that was really good. I have a Dot and I hardly use it because I don't know really what I was doing. With your help, thank you. I've got some things, so I'm going to go plug it back in. And the first thing I'm doing is I'm changing the wake command name to computer. I'm a Star Trek nut, and so it's got to go to that.
Or you could, its computer would be the thing too.
Yeah.
Now you can go try beaming up. I was not injured, and neither was Alexa in that process.